Welcome everybody to this week's edition of TOOP TV. And what a great edition it is. We've got the Real Estate Institute of South Australia's annual awards and the highlights. I think you'll enjoy those. We also have the first of the 10 points of the seller's checklist. Now for those looking to sell their property, hopefully you'll find it very informative. Then we head to Victor Harbour and we look at Mount George and a magnificent home and definitely one of SA's finest. And remember, we're live, we're interactive, so get on those phones or email us right now and we'll answer your questions at the end of the show. Well, how the images of Mount Brecon. As a kid, I remember that property at Victor Harbour. You come over the hill, look up on the hill and this magnificent big property, the most iconic property, I think, in South Australia. And there we are, we've got footage of it today and you'll enjoy seeing that later in the show. Now, it's been an incredibly busy time. Spring has sprung, there's been properties come on galore. It's been a very exciting time. So hopefully in the show you'll see a bit of that come through. Later, some protection for borrowers with Mark Lewis. And Mark and Tanya have just had a baby, that's his wife, have just had a baby called Aston. So if you're watching, Mark, congratulations on the new arrival. I think it was yesterday. Now for the inside story on the REISA, the Real Estate Institute of South Australia Awards. Let's go.
Real estate superstars strutted their stuff on the red carpet on Friday night to celebrate the Real Estate Institute of South Australia Awards.
Well, the REISA Awards for Excellence really recognise the best of the best right through the industry. So we recognise all different categories from sales through to property management, corporate support and individual contributions. So they're really the pinnacle of the real estate industry.
TOOP+TOOP were among the big winners on the night, taking home a number of trophies.
Well, we're inducted into the Hall of Fame on innovation, on websites and also on large residential property management. Len Allington won the Northeast Salesperson category, which is awesome. We won the Community Service, which was good. And we won the Small Agency of the Year, which was the Hills office.
Despite the anticipation surrounding the event, the winners were still overwhelmed by their success.
It's just fantastic. It's really great to have that second year in a row and really didn't expect us to get up this year, so it's all good.
It's a culmination of many years of really hard work to build our brand into this community, into this really tightly held, close-knit community. It's a really great privilege and honour for us to be holding the trophy tonight.
But the biggest honour of the night went to Anthony Toop, who took home the Sir Robert Torrens Award. It's an accolade which recognises an individual who has made a significant contribution to and raised the standing of the profession, helping to build an exciting future.
I don't think you've seen anything yet. I think 2010 to 2020 will be an entirely new era.
Congratulations to all of the TOOP+TOOP nominees and winners on the night for your amazing contributions to the company and the industry.
Sure was a big night and always a lot of fun, particularly if you win a couple of gongs. So really enjoyed that. Now, to speak more on that, we have the Real Estate Institute of South Australia, REISA's CEO, Mr. Greg Troughton, in the studio, live and interactive. Greg?
I'm definitely interactive. How are you, Anthony?
Very good. Greg, just tell us a bit about, well, we'll get on to the awards in a minute, but let's just talk very briefly about Greg Troughton. You came on as CEO a few years ago?
3 years ago now, yes, 3 years ago. I consider myself a failed lawyer. So where does a failed lawyer go? A failed lawyer goes and works with real estate agents.
Where the real action is.
Where the real action is. So let's face it, they deal with more dollars than lawyers do. So no, I've enjoyed my time, definitely.
It's been great having you as the CEO. Just tell us about the awards. Are they credible?
Awards are incredibly credible. On the basis that a lot of people say, oh, well, real estate agents giving themselves awards. Well, this is not about real estate giving themselves awards. We have independent auditors, we have very high profile judges that give up their time to come in and basically say, well, here's the criteria, here are the contestants. We believe this person is over and above these other people. And obviously on the night, everyone's in suspense. The announcements are made and people look forward to them.
Greg, the judges, though, they're not real estate people, are they?
No, definitely not. You don't want real estate agents judging real estate agents. It's best that you don't do that, and we've learned that. And no, these are very high-profile business people, politicians that take time out of their day to come and help us.
Have you got any examples?
Oh, a couple that come to mind, Vicky Chapman, for example. We also have a lot of people from business. A lot of our sponsors, of course, get involved as well.
Okay.
And so it really is a team effort.
Right. Now, with the awards process, I noticed that the numbers this year, there was a lot of people there. How many people do we have on the night?
We were absolutely thrilled with 650 people there on the night.
I remember 15 years ago, we could not get 200 people to a real estate event.
Well, I'd like to think it is a celebration. I mean, let's face it, you know better than anyone else how hard real estate agents work, and they know how to party as well, and it was a really good night of celebration.
Now, Greg, moving on to the market. So, I did promise on radio this morning that we would talk about how much money real estate agents make.
Yes.
So let's perhaps go there first, because it dovetails very well with the awards.
Yes.
Tell me, are all of the real estate people millionaires? They all drive around fancy cars and wear fancy suits. What's the story?
When I came into the real estate realm, I had this perception: the black Armani suits, the black BMWs. What have you got on today?
Oh, Xenia.
Okay, well, Xenia.
But the question is it paid for?
Is it paid for? That's right.
That's the
There's a lot of finance leases out there going on. Look, I have actually looked at this, and if you look at the hourly rate of a real estate agent, it is well below the poverty line, I can assure you. So being a real estate agent is about 7 days. I know a lot of people try and take a day off. It never happens when you're servicing vendors and purchasers. So the hourly rate is quite low, and that's why it's hard to get people into the industry, I must admit.
So Greg, talk me through, you know the sort of numbers that come into the business. How many of them remain in it, and is it oversupplied, or what's the churn rate?
Well, look, let me talk about the churn rate. Anecdotally speaking, we think that for every 100 people coming into the industry, in 2 years' time, 90 of them will have left.
Unreal.
Now, they will have left because it's hard work. If people want to look from the outside and look at the black BMW and the Xenia suit, it is hard work. And I've even heard you talk about how hard it is on family life and all the rest of it. And I don't think there's a full appreciation. So part of the Real Estate Institute is to sort of manage those expectations from the get-go. Now, we've got a lot of improvement to do with that 90% churn rate.
Okay, now fees.
Fees.
Everyone wants to know, you know, we can be sookie la la, it's industry people talking about the industry, and we all say that we deserve more money and all the rest of it, but what are the fees like compared, the fees that the client pays compared to other states and other countries?
Look, Adelaide is definitely the lowest, and I would suspect that it's unsustainable in this state. I'd like to think that the business that I'm dealing with today will be there in 5 years' time. In fact, in the promo of the awards, building up a real estate agency is not about 1, 2 or 3 years. It's about 10 or 20 years. And I guess I have a concern that professional fees are unsustainably low at the moment. And I guess that's part of what the Real Estate Institute needs to do, is build up the profile that you get what you pay for and you get nothing for nothing, all of those sorts of things. And if you, dare I say, if you pay crap, you'll get crap.
Is that because the churn rate's so high that they're creating this environment, or what is it?
Look, I suspect those people coming into the industry have to work hard. You have to go and actually get your own stock, and how they compete is on price rather than on service. Now, I have a philosophy that you should be competing on service, and the professional fee will sort itself out. Obviously, the longer you are in the industry, the more settled you are, it's going to be a lot easier. But the early years are very hard. Let's go back to your early days, Anthony.
Yeah, well, it's a tough business. Not everyone makes it, but there are seemingly two areas. There's the guys that really make it well, the ones that don't make it and get out of it, and there's a bit in between.
Yes, absolutely. Greg,
we need to get, we'll get back to the market conditions in a minute, but let's just first of all go and have a look at a snippet from Fireside Chat with the CEO of realestate.com, Mr. Greg Ellis.